Very good afternoon. I understand we broke off late for the lunch session and lunch is still on. But since we are running almost 40-45 minutes late, in fact, I kept my session just post-lunch was the same reason that people who are coming from outside should have an opportunity to talk in front of a bigger audience, and till they come in, I can squeeze in one of our bigger initiatives, one of the most essential part of the smart city that we talk about, public bicycle sharing. When I talk about public bicycle sharing, the last mile connectivity, it's something that we see as a sustainable, environment-friendly kind of an initiative, which is much needed. And we had our own kind of inhibition when we went in for such kind of an introduction in the city of Pune way back in the month of December. Because we had the city of Bhopal, who had already gone ahead and much ahead of our time, put in a docking system, bicycle sharing system, which was already in place, a very unique and a good concept, which is already running abroad, but it came at a very, at a cost to the city. And in between, we could see that in other places that we are having with a dockless kind of a system. And what was the best choice between the two, that was what we were looking at. The docking was to come through our own cost was there, but dockless also seemed a kind of an initiative, both having its own pros and cons to go for it. And since the dockless system went through with the form of an MOU at no cost to the city, we just concentrated upon building the infrastructure that is required for the cycle system to get reintroduced. So we started in December, and since when we went ahead, why we wanted to do this was, again, we look at the city, the dimensions, the population, available resources, road lengths, and for a population of about 3.5 million, we have close to 4 million vehicles that are available in the city, running on the roads of the city, and wherein we can see that about 2.5 million of them are basically two-wheelers. Now this is where the public transportation system has not been able to cope up with the rising population, and it has led to pressure where mobility from point A to point B became a problem, and people started to go with their own kind of inconvenience. But still, traveling distances were short enough where a bicycle could play a part for the last mile connectivity when a person comes from a public transportation, as well as those who wants to go for smaller distances to get some kind of activities, be it the classes or the school, or to get some groceries nearby home. So this is where we thought about going for this kind of an initiative and taking into consideration the different dimensions of the population and the parameters that exist in the city. Among the smart cities, about 53 different projects that we looked for, public bicycle sharing was one of those projects, which was a part of the total transportation medium that we defined. Because under massive citizen engagement, we came across that 53% of the city population wanted a bigger intervention in the transportation and traffic that was concerning the city. And we had to address this kind of an issue. Based on this was some of the studies that we undertook from our team. In fact, Pune was again lucky to undertake a public bicycle plan for the city, which was extensively done by the Pune Municipal Corporation for a period of 2 years, where they studied the available roads all across and how the cycle infrastructure can be put in place, how we bring about the behavioral change, and what kind of systems should be introduced, both as a public bicycle sharing as well as something will facilitate the citizens to use their private cycles on the road to get better mobility. And taking that into consideration, we could see that what is the breakage of the total transportation network and how much is the distance that we're looking at. You can see that almost 60% of them could be utilized for less than 3 kilometers of distance that we are looking at. And here we could see that it could offer a much better alternative. See, like we see most of the people who don't own a vehicle coming up with Ola, Uber, where cost per kilometers could be seen, vis-a-vis the bicycle, which is coming down to almost 3 rupees for the last mile solution, much cheaper, healthier and better solution. So for speedy implementation, we didn't go for any tender and everything because there's no financials involved. we had an MOU based at the city level happening between the Pune Smart City and the cycle manufacturing provider. And we ensured that we built in enough things that the first half hour will be less than 1 rupee or 2 rupee, very citizen friendly, a dockless system, docking station, the places where to initially park the vehicles and everything to be identified with the traffic department as the Pune Municipal Corporation, and then taking a massive citizen adoption methodology where do you want, how they want, and then modifying it as per the needs was something which was there. And here we could see that the initial two companies that had a handshake was Zoom Cars Pedal and OFO that came in. Now we also have Mobike, who have set up their bikes, and there are another two in the pipeline who are coming. So we are also looking at initiatives where some of the companies are coming up with Make in India bicycles to be introduced on the total Pune platform. So when we went in for the overall extensive deployment of this kind, we went in for a gradual way, and then it was to the citizen engagement, ensuring how we can outreach to the citizens. And these were the 8 parameters that we ensured how to inculcate and bring back the bicycle to Pune. It was in 1990s, we could see when I was in college, that most of us used to arrive in the college on bicycles and everything, which has gradually seen that space taken over by two-wheelers and other modes of transportation. And gradually bicycles vanished to the background, but today it's mostly used as a medium for exercises and for leisure. And again, the environment gradually changed where safety became a concern to use on the traffic of Pune. So that is where we gradually started with the deployment of bicycles. It started with just 150 bicycles in the University of Pune. And today we have about 3,000 plus bicycles already running. And it was a very good acceptance that we could see. And in the near future, with the Pune Municipal Corporation establishing its own bicycle department, we can see that this total overall public bicycle in the public sphere for the city of Pune may cross more than 1 lakh, and that is, we see very much happening, because whatever we could see, there's a good acceptance for all these vehicles. When undertaking this kind of an initiative and the response that we got, the Pune Smart City did hand-holding for most of the other smart cities, and we, along with Pedal and the respective CEOs and commissioners of the cities, could undertake the deployment of most of these pedal bicycles. The Zoom car, because it was much more robust, adaptive to the streets, and they were able to deliver even in small capsules of, I would say, 200 to 500 cycles in a particular period, is where we could ensure that we can do hand-holding to other cities. So it's not just the city of Pune, but we ensured that other cities also benefited out of the overall system. And while we look at these initiatives, these are some of the other initiatives that the Pune Smart City has started, which are quite unique and distinct, which were not very much widely discussed in the original plan of the mission plan that we had submitted. So this is what we have to do, and I think I'll conclude with a small video which will give you a brief that cycles are here to stay in Pune, and the much sought after behavioral change is something which we'll see, then we can see the cycle occupying a major part of our mobility in Pune. Thanks a lot.
Pune Smart City Development Corporation Limited is making the dream of a truly livable urban environment a reality through the implementation of several projects for its citizens. Public bicycle sharing. Bicycles, environment-friendly, independent, low maintenance, and a great way to keep fit. To encourage the citizens of Pune to pedal away and around the city more often, the Pune Bicycle Sharing Scheme was introduced in select parts of Pune as a pilot. Launched as part of the Smart City initiatives in collaboration with bicycle sharing companies, the Pune Bicycle Sharing Scheme is proving to be very popular with residents. This easy-to-use, cheap service works using simple yet modern technology. App-based locators, booking and unlocking through a QR code, dockless bicycles and auto-locking systems. The pilot has had a great response from the citizens. Around 2,000 bicycles are available in certain parts of the city. These bicycles are here to stay and will keep making a difference in the lives of Pune's residents. Pune Smart City Development Corporation is leading ahead with smart solutions, thus making Pune a global champion of sustainable urban environment.